All right, guys, so I went ahead and purchased the OLED Steam Deck model because I wanted to understand why is this particular device so hyped up? Why is this handheld console so popular? Well, I had it for about 3 to 4 weeks, and guys, I understand now. This handheld device is amazing. Not only the OLED screen, just the functionality and the extra battery capacity. This is a great device, guys. So I want to do an overall review on this. I want to talk about what's inside the engine. I want to talk about the gameplay. I just want to do a great review of the Steam Deck OLED. Guys, I have a lot to cover here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so it's been 3 weeks since the unboxing. I've had a chance to play around with this. So I've already had a few games on Steam and I downloaded a few, guys. In my opinion, it's a great device. So I'm not a huge gamer. So guys, if you're not a huge gamer, be careful getting this because you may become a gamer again, or you may just become a gamer if you never were. So, but let's go ahead and talk about what's under the hood of this. Let's get right into it, guys, because I have a lot to cover. So this version right here, I went straight to the OLED screen, guys. I didn't do the LCD. I guess I had a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out. So I went ahead and went straight to the OLED. And the OLED screen, this screen is going to be 7.4 inches. The old one, the LCD, is just 7 inches. And the screen is beautiful, guys. It's beautiful. And the difference between an LCD and an OLED screen, an LCD has just one backlight on the back of a screen. The OLED has small little organic emitting lights, very small, a bunch of them, probably 1 million of them, small organic lights that all light up themselves. So the LCD has one huge backlight and everything lights up, but the OLED has small lights that light up. So when a particular screen or part of the screen is not lighting up, that particular screen is totally dark because it has small lights lighting up. So that's why you get those icky blacks for the OLED screen. All right, but the LCD, you have just one huge backlight. So if certain screens are not lighting up, you still have that backlight on, and it's still not gonna be totally dark like an OLED screen. So that's the primary difference. All right, so it looks great, guys. All right, so this is I think the APU on it is a 6nm APU. It's just faster, maybe more efficient, all right, for power consumption. So your battery is gonna last longer with that chip. The memory is faster. I believe it went from 2500 to 2600. If I'm wrong, I may be totally off with that memory, but the memory did increase on this as well. All right, this has also Wi-Fi 6E. So instead of Wi-Fi 5, it has Wi-Fi 6E. That's gonna make it a lot faster, a lot more secure. And the 6E, the Wi-Fi 6E, it has its own band now. All right, so in Wi-Fi, you have a 2.4 gigahertz, you have a 5 gigahertz, and now you have a 6 gigahertz, which is gonna be less congestion, which is gonna be a lot faster. And I believe Wi-Fi 6E can go up to 2 gigabytes plus. 2 gigabytes per second plus speed. So that's amazing. All right, so this is an incredible device, guys. Now, what else is under the hood? It has a faster Bluetooth. So the battery life is 50 watt hour instead of 40 watt hours. In itself, that's great because this OLED screen it doesn't get as hot. So your battery is gonna automatically last longer, and with a better battery, you can probably boost 30, 40, 50% higher battery life, longer battery life, or more capacity, guys. So some of your games that this thing would die in an hour, well, now with the OLED screen, it'll probably die in like 2 hours or 2.5 hours. That's amazing. That's a huge jump. Primarily, overall, it's because of that OLED screen. But I love this thing. It's a great device. And also, one major thing that I've noticed is it's pretty light, guys. Now, again, I didn't have the LCD version, but it says up to 5% lighter than the LCD version. Something this big, I expected it to be a little bit heavier, but hey, I mean, it's light. This thing, I can play this for a couple hours and not really get tired. My hands won't get cramped out or anything like that. But again, this is just a light device, guys. Now, if you're playing for like 2 hours, you know, it's light, guys, but it's not that light. So if you're playing for 2 hours, you might start getting cramps and some of your hands might start hurting. So just know that you can probably get a good hour hour and a half just playing kind of like this, you know, playing in the air, playing kind of ledged up with your arms ledged up to your body. All right. This also has a 90 hertz refresh rate. I think the LCD had a 60 hertz refresh rate, so you really notice that when you're playing any first-person shooter games, guys. That's actually pretty cool with this device. That's like a Steam set. They didn't really upgrade this device, but man, there's a lot of upgrades from the LCD model to the OLED model. I mean, I guess you can't call it like Steam Deck 2, but it's definitely Steam Deck 1.5 or maybe Steam Deck 1.7 or 8. And they did a lot to it, guys. Now let's go ahead and talk about just the exterior features, the buttons and everything. I do like the buttons. They're very snappy buttons here. Didn't have any issues with them, no problems with them sticking. The B button stuck a little bit, but after playing around with it, now it's kind of back in the formation, guys. I'm not sure what was going on with that, but everything is working pretty good on here. Like the back button, the trigger buttons, everything is just snappy. Now this build is very premium. I mean, it's just very premium, guys, and I'm happy for that, guys. It does have the vent here. Now this is a bigger cooler vent, so it's not gonna be as hot. So when it's not as hot, it's not gonna take as much battery. So again, that battery capacity is gonna last a lot longer. Now the thermals in here are a lot more efficient, so that's another reason why it's not gonna get as hot, but the fan, again, is also larger. Now at the bottom, guys, it does take a micro SD card. It can go up to the capacity of about 1.5 terabytes. I probably wouldn't get the 1 terabyte version, that's $649. Just get the one in the middle. This is 512 gigabytes, guys. You can get this in the middle. I don't know how huge your library is, but get this one and then put the rest of your games on a micro SD. All right, you can go from, I believe, 200 gigabytes to 1.5 terabytes. That's a lot on a small micro SD, guys. So I would definitely probably just get the 512 version, which is $549. All right, but other than that, guys, this is a great device, guys. Had no problems playing it. So I really like the trackpad on here, guys. So when I first saw it, I thought it was kind of small, and I play a lot of real-time strategy games, so I use the mouse a lot, and I was kind of like, this trackpad may be a little bit too small, but no, it's not really that small, and the haptic feedback is amazing. I mean, I can feel every vibration. It's just, the haptic feedback is just on point. In this trackpad, I was able to move the mouse all around. I had no problems with that. So when I'm playing Age to Empires and anything like that, it's fine, guys. So good job, Steam, good job. So overall, I would definitely recommend the OLED over the LCD. Now, is it a must-have? No, if you have the LCD, I don't think it's a must-have if you're okay with the screen, but I've seen some of the LCD compared to the OLED, and this just is way better as far as screen performance, guys. Now the resolution is the same, it's 1280 by 800, but there's a difference when you're looking at a 1280 by 800 on an LCD screen and a 1280 by 800 on an OLED screen. That's a major difference. So I would definitely recommend this, but do you really need to upgrade? Probably not, but this is a 1.5, maybe a 1.7 upgrade. So you might want to weigh your options, guys. Weigh those options. But let's go and get into the gameplay. All right, guys, so I just received the Steam Deck today, and I want to do a partial unboxing. Now, the reason why I'm saying partial is because I've already opened my Steam Deck. I went ahead and put my Wi-Fi information in, and I made it to the update page. So let's go ahead and unbox it right now, and then we'll move forward and go past the update page, and I'll show you guys how to set it up here. So let's go ahead and open it now. Turn it around here. All right, so when I open it, this is what it looks like. It's a little premium case on here. It says Steam Deck OLED. You have your games in a whole new light. I like this little paper on here. It's actually very nice. So let's go ahead and slide the paper off and look at the case. Put it through here. All right, so this is the Steam Deck's case. It looks pretty good, guys. Has a little Steam emblem here. Very, I'm gonna say too hard, but it's pretty hard. So if you drop this thing, if you have it in your case, it's gonna be well protected here. So when I first got it, guys, it was closed like this, and it had like a little latch on here. So I guess this is the little latch here. I guess that's keeping it closed so it doesn't open by mistake and come out or scratch or something. So when you get it, it will be like a little latch thing on here that you're gonna have to cut off with some scissors. All right, so let's go ahead and open it. push that back here and show you. And there we have it. Looks beautiful. All right, so when I first picked it up the first time, it was lighter than I thought it was. I mean, it's like I thought it would be a little bit heavier, but this is actually light. This is the 512 OLED version. The screen is absolutely beautiful. I've never had a Steam Deck before, so I don't know with the LCD version. I can't really compare that with anything, but this Steam Deck, it's nice. I think it's about 11 inches in length and maybe 4 inches in width. Let me see if I can, let me see if that's accurate. Let's see here. Have a tape measure. Yep, it's a little over 11 inches, almost 12 inches. And as far as the width, it is about 4.5. So a little, almost 12 inches in length and about 4.5 in width. And just height, that's probably maybe half an inch. All right, so this is what it looks like. This is inside of the shell, so it's well compartmentalized. All right, it's well protected inside here. So let's go ahead and turn it on. When I turn it on, it may do a small install, or it may go right back to the update page. Overall, this thing just looks premium and it feels premium. It's like Steam, you guys spared no expense on this. Great job. This is the back here. You have vents in the back. You have your R4, R5, L4, L5 trigger buttons here. Looks good. All right, so it's downloading some updates. Do a quick download here. And I've already put my Wi-Fi information in. It's extracting the package now. Said updates complete, launching Steam. Go ahead and open up the power adapter. All right, and I'll open up the power adapter. And this is my first time opening this, so looks good. It's a USB-C port, so that's great. And it has some instructions in the box, but that's pretty much in the power adapter box. Now this is where I got to before. This is the firmware update. It says, hello, you got one of the first Steam Deck OLED units, and we need to install some updates before you are ready to go. This will take about 7 to 8 minutes. It requires a couple reboots, and your screen will turn off for a minute in the middle. Hang tight, and you'll be gaming in no time. So let's go ahead and install the updates. I do like that it's also touchscreen. All right, let's let it install this update. Okay, so because this might take a while, I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward it. So let's go ahead and fast forward it now. But overall, this is a great experience. The updates look like it's going pretty quick. It's at 7 to 8 minutes, but as far as the bar and the scrolls going, it may be 3 to 4 minutes, but it hasn't turned off yet, so we'll see how it goes. But let's go ahead and fast forward to the next scene. Let's go ahead. All right, guys, so I put my login information in. I did like a little small tutorial. So now I'm on my home page, and these are just some of the games I have, some of the old games, but it looks pretty good, guys. Able to navigate. Screen looks absolutely great. Like I said, I've never had the LCD, so there's no screen comparison, but this OLED screen looks great. All right, so just navigating just some of the games I have on here. I want to play around with this here. See how that's pretty good. That's pretty snappy. This little touchpad kind of simulates a laptop little scroll pad. That's pretty good. So you have the different buttons here on the side. This trigger button, pretty snappy. And then you have your joystick over here as well. You have your A, X, B button, trigger buttons on the bottom. So let's go to what's new. Okay, you have your time and you have your battery capacity or battery. Oh, okay, I like what it says, projected battery life. So you have 3 hours and 43 minutes left. So you have your performance overlay level. So right now it's at level 1. So I'm guessing I can boost that up. And we just have what's left in the battery. We have Wi-Fi up here, right? We have the time, and it's a Steam button. Let's see what the Steam button does. Okay, so hit the Steam button and you can go down. You have home, you have your library, you have your store. Go to the store. You can go to the Steam Deck store here. And I assume that all these games are the ones that's compatible with Steam Deck. I don't know if Steam Deck would put a bunch of games on here that's not compatible. So I assume all these games that are on the Steam Deck are compatible. Now I know that Steam Deck's not compatible with every game on Steam, but I assume if it's on the Steam Deck, it's most likely compatible with it. So that's pretty much it. I mean, we have some vents up top. Here's the USB port where you can charge here.
I'm sure you can put a 3.5mm jack here, and here's the volume button up and down, and here's the L1, L2s, and the R1s, R2s here. All right, so, but that's pretty much it, the unboxing in a nutshell. So let's go ahead and do let's go ahead and finish the full review. Let's do it.
So the games on Steam Deck are actually very fun. This is basically a handheld computer, guys, that can fit in your backpack. All right, so I haven't used the Steam OS operating system, which is powered by Linux. I haven't really played with that yet. I just used the gaming partition. It's like the Steam Deck operating system instead of the Steam operating system. So I'm just using the gaming partition. I'm playing that. So a little bit later, I'll probably go into the Steam operating system and probably download some other things, guys, see how that works. Now, if you plug this into your monitor, or you can probably plug it to a TV, I think the resolution can go up to about 4K, 120 hertz. So that's going to be pretty cool for your game. So if you don't feel like playing on the handheld, if you're at home, you can just go ahead and plug this in, and it can kind of simulate a major gaming system. So that's pretty cool. Now, when you playing games on the Steam Deck in your library, now it can play a lot of games on Steam, but it's probably not going to be able to play all of them. All right, so you want to look for three things. The first thing you want to look for is like a little green check. It'll say verified. That means it's verified. It'll play on Steam, no problem. The controls are great. There's not going to be any configuration issues. You can just play it. It's been verified. It will work. The game will work on your Steam Deck. Now, the next thing you'll see is like a yellow exclamation mark. It's going to say that the game is playable. It's playable. So if you're looking for a game, you see a yellow exclamation mark, it means, hey, the game is playable. You can play it on the Steam Deck, but there may be some issues, maybe some words off screen, there may be some configuration issues. You may run into sometimes it may not work. The functionality may not be great. So it's playable, all right? So you'll see a lot of that. And you'll also see a lot of unsupported. That means the game is not supported, and more than likely it may not work. Now, I've had a game that says unsupported, and I played it, and it worked just fine. So you're probably gonna run into games that, hey, they say unsupported, but if you play them, they're just fine. It's just saying that, hey, it's unsupported, which means we don't know. This is not really verified. We haven't really looked at it. There's a good chance that it's not gonna work. So the Steam library can also be the Wild Wild West. So I would recommend, if your game, you have a game Steam library that says unsupported, go to a forum or something to see if somebody's tried to play it or download it or buy it and see if it works, or see what's missing, or if you have to do some finagling, or see if you can do that to get the game to play, all right? Because again, I've had a game that said unsupported, and then I downloaded it and it just worked. I believe it might have been Age to Empires 2 that said unsupported on my library, and I just played it and it's just fine. So just make sure you pay attention to those three marks. But other than that, guys, there are many games that you can play on the Steam Deck, and they're fun. You can play them for hours. I would definitely recommend this. This is a great gaming system. I mean, absolutely stunning gaming system. Again, this is $549. This is the OLED version. This is 512 gigabytes, and it's 16 gigabytes of RAM. So this is just a overall great handheld device. So overall, I would definitely recommend the Steam Deck OLED model. I would definitely recommend it, because this device is going to be relevant for so many years to come. Now, I know we have the Switch 2 coming out, we have the ROG Ally, we had the Lenovo, and then a Steam 2 may come out here eventually. But this right here, guys, this is a great handheld device. With that sheer amount of games in the Steam library, this device is just gonna be relevant and probably gonna be the cream of the crop for years to come. So I would definitely recommend this. Again, I would get the 512 version, the one right in the middle, and then update it or upgrade it later, guys, with a micro SD card. But again, guys, just get this. You won't be upset with your purchase. It's something you can have, even if you don't game a lot. If you go on a trip or something, it's something you can pull out, and then you'll be happy with that. All right. If you guys have any questions about anything that I explained here today, please put all your questions down below, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. But until then, you guys have a great day out there.